Hi everyone, it's Emma, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to crochet one of my all-time favourite stitches, and that is the arcade stitch. I absolutely adore this stitch. It's so pretty and it is slightly more complicated to work than some other stitches. It's worked over a 4-row repeat, but don't worry because I'm going to take you through how to work it step by step so it will be nice and clear for you. I've worked this sample piece here using some DK weight cotton yarn and a 4mm hook. I've got some more of that yarn here that I'm going to use now, but you can use whatever yarn and whatever hook size you prefer, just as long as they match up. And please note that I am based in the UK, so I use UK crochet terminology. So this pattern actually uses 3 different stitches. So for this, you'll need to know how to work a UK double crochet, which is equivalent to a US single crochet. You'll need to know how to work a UK half treble crochet, which is equivalent to a US half double. And lastly, you'll need to know how to work a UK treble crochet, which is the same as a US double crochet. But don't worry, because I will pop all of that information, as always, in the description box below. To begin, we'll need to create our starting chain, and that needs to be done in multiples of 5 plus 2. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to work a starting chain of 25 just to create a small sample piece. So I've got my slip knot on my hook ready, and then I'm going to go ahead and chain. And you can obviously create your starting chain to be whatever number that you like. So I've just chained my 25 stitches, and then at the end there we just want to add another 2 chains for turning. And if you've watched one of my tutorials before, you'll know that I like to work into the back bump of the chain. So if I bring that closer, you can see I like to go into this here, for example, as opposed to this, but you can work into the chain however you prefer, and I do have another tutorial that goes into that into more detail. Our first row is just going to be a setup row, and that's going to get us ready for the rest of the pattern. And what we're going to do is ignore this first chain here. We're going to go in the second chain from the hook and work a double crochet, and that's a US single crochet. So we're going to insert our hook, grab that yarn and pull it through, grab that yarn and pull through the 2. And there's our first stitch. And we need to do that again into the next chain along. So insert our hook, grab that yarn and pull it through, grab that yarn again and pull through 2. And then what we're going to do now is chain 3. We're going to skip the next 2 chains. So we've got 1 here and 1 here. We're going to go into that 3rd chain along and work another double crochet, and we're going to do that into the next 2 chains so that we have 3 double crochets all together in a row. And that's actually our pattern repeat for the rest of the row. So what we're going to do is chain 3, skip 2 chain spaces or 2 chain stitches, and work 3 double crochets. And 3, chain 3, skip 2 chains and work 3 double crochets. So I'll show you once more. We're nearly at the end of the row now. So chain 3, skip these 2 chain stitches and then work 3 double crochets. And then to finish off, we're going to chain 3 and you should have 4 chain stitches left. What we're going to do is skip these 2 stitches. This time we're only going to work 2 double crochets to finish off the row. We've got 1 and 2, and if I just hold that, you can see that that then matches up with the beginning of the row. So we started off with 2 double crochets at the beginning, and we've ended the row with another 2 double crochets. And these chain spaces here, where we've chained 3, are actually setting us up for the next row, because this is where we're going to work these lovely arches along the next row. To begin row number 2, and this actually forms the beginning of our pattern repeat. So once you've reached the end of this tutorial and you want to continue adding rows, this is the point that you'll come back to in order to continue building your piece of crochet. To begin this row, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work, and we're going to work a double crochet directly in this space underneath the chain. So we insert our hook, grab that yarn and pull it through, and grab that yarn and pull through too. What we're going to do now is work directly into this chain space here with 5 treble crochets. If you're using US terms, that is a double crochet. So we yarn over, insert our hook into that space, grab that yarn and pull it through, grab the yarn and pull through 2, grab the yarn and pull through 2. And that's our first stitch, and we're going to do that 4 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab that yarn and pull it through, grab the yarn and pull through 2, grab the yarn and pull through 2 more. That's 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We've got 3 stitches now, so we need to do that twice more. And that gives us a total of 5 stitches into that chain space. And what we need to do now is anchor this down. So if you look at the previous row, you can see we've got our 3 double crochets that we worked in row 1. We're going to skip this first one, and we're going to work another double crochet into the center stitch, and that anchors that down. And we're going to ignore this next stitch here, and what we're going to do is go straight into working our next arch into this chain 3 space, and we're going to do that by working another 5 treble crochets, and 5, and again we need to anchor that down. So here's our 3 double crochets from the previous row. We're ignoring the first one, and we're going to work another double crochet into the center of those 3 stitches, and then ignore the next one, and we're going to do that all the way along the row. So into each of these chain 3 spaces we're going to work 5 treble crochets. Remember, those are US double crochets, and after each one of those arches we're going to work a double crochet into the center stitch of the 3 double crochets from the previous row. And then we're on to our next arch with another 5 treble crochets, and then we need to anchor that down by working a double crochet into the center stitch of 3 double crochets from the previous row. So it's really simple. I've reached the end now, so I need to work 5 treble crochets as normal into that last chain 3 space, and I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to work a double crochet into this space here, and it can look a little bit different because that's actually the top of our turning chain from the previous row, and we're just going to work a double crochet into that space. So again, we've begun with 1 double crochet, and then gone into our arches, and we've ended the row exactly the same way. For row number 3, we need to again work some chain spaces, and that's going to set us up for the next row. So to start, we're going to chain 3, and this actually counts as 1/2 treble crochet plus a chain 1 space. We're going to turn our work, and if we look at our shell, or the arch, sorry, from the previous row, and we can see we've got the 5 stitches here. What we're going to do is ignore this beginning stitch and the end stitch, and we're going to work a double crochet into each of these 3 stitches in the center. So this counts as 1 stitch. We're ignoring this next stitch here, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets. So we've got 1, 2 and 3, and you can see that they are in the center of that arch. We're going to chain 3, and we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So we've got 1, 2 and 3, and the center one of those 3 stitches will be the double crochet from the previous row, and then we're going to work another 3 double crochet stitches, and again they will fall into the center of that arch. So each one of the arches was 5 stitches, and you're working into the center 3 stitches, and we're going to do that all the way along the row. So we're going to chain 3, skip the next 3 stitches. So we've got 1 treble, a double and a treble, and we're going to work 3 double crochets into the center of the arch from the previous row, and then chain 3 again, skip 3, work 3 double crochets, and chain 3, skip 3 and work 3 double crochets, and then now we're at the end of the row. It's a little bit different because we need to match up with how we begun the row. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a 1/2 treble crochet into this stitch here at the end. So to do that, we yarn over, insert our hook, grab that yarn and pull it through, and then we're going to grab the yarn again and pull through all 3 stitches, and that is equivalent to a US 1/2 double crochet. So we've got 1 row of our arches now, and you can see that we've set up ready to work our arches into the next row. To begin row number 4, we're going to chain 3, and this counts as 1 treble crochet this time. And if you look at this piece here that I crocheted, you can see that the arches are staggered. They don't all sit on top of each other. They kind of go like this. And in order to do that, we have to work a half of an arch at the beginning of the row here. So what we're going to do to complete that now, so this counts as 1 treble crochet. We are going to work another 2 treble crochets into that same space. So we're going to work 1 and then 2, and then exactly the same as we did before, we've got our 3 double crochets here in a row, and we're going to work 1 double crochet into the center of those stitches. And now we're at our next chain 3 space, and we're going to work our 5 treble crochets into that space to create our next arch. And then we need to anchor that down, and in order to do that, we need to work another double crochet into the center of those 3 double crochet stitches from the previous row, and then we're at the next chain 3 space, and we just need to work another 5 treble crochets, and then we need to anchor that down with a double crochet into the center of these 3 stitches before working another 5 treble crochets into the chain 3 space, And we're going to do that all the way along the row. And now we need to anchor that down with a double crochet. I'm almost at the end of the row now, so I need to work another 5 treble crochets into this space here and anchor that down with a double crochet into this center stitch. And now we're at the end of the row. If you remember from the beginning, we worked half of an arch. We only had 3 stitches here, so 2 stitches and then our chain stitches. So we just need to do the same at the end of the row. So we're going to work 3 treble crochets this time, just into that chain space there. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. So we've now got our next lot of arches in there, and you will just continue building alternating rows of arches with rows of with the chain 3 spaces ready to work the arches into the next time. So for the final row of the pattern repeat, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to work a double crochet into this space directly underneath the chain, and then another double crochet into the next stitch along. So we've got 2 double crochets to begin with. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip these 3 stitches, so we've got 1 treble here, a double crochet and a treble, so the double crochet will always be in the middle, and we're going to work 3 double crochets across the top of that arch, and again that's in the center 3 stitches of the 5 trebles from the arch. I hope that makes sense. And then we need to chain 3 again, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and work 3 double crochets. Chain 3, skip 3, and work 3 double crochets. Chain 3 again, skip these 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets, and we're almost at the end of the row now. And obviously if yours is longer, you'll just continue doing that until you reach the end. I'm going to chain 3 as normal, skip 3 stitches, and if you remember from the beginning, we started the row with 2 double crochets, so we need to end exactly the same. So we're going to skip these 3 stitches, work a double crochet into the top of this stitch here, and then we need to work another double crochet. This time we're going to be working into the top of that chain stitch. So pop your hook through there. I like to make sure I go underneath both loops of the chain to keep it nice and secure, and then just work another double crochet stitch. And then to continue building that, you would go back now to row 2 and then just continue repeating those 4 rows. And I know a lot of people wonder how you would straighten this off once you've finished. What I like to do is make sure that I finish either on either of the 2 rows with the chain 3 spaces, and what you can do then is just work for example a round of double crochet stitches all the way around, and it makes it nice and straight and even, and also then the top of your piece of work is going to match the bottom. I really hope that you found that helpful. I would be really grateful if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon. Take care everyone. Bye.